There's something happening to millions of people over the age of 60 right now, and most of them have absolutely no idea it's already started. They think their eyesight is just getting old. They blame the lighting in the room. They blame the small print on labels. They blame fatigue, dry eyes, too much television, too much phone time, or simply age itself. But what if I told you the real problem may not be your eyes at all? What if the true cause is quietly flowing through your bloodstream every single day, slowly damaging the tiny blood vessels that keep your vision alive? And here's the scary part. By the time most seniors notice something is wrong, the damage has already been happening for years. Blurred vision that comes and goes, trouble reading at night, seeing floaters, headaches after meals, difficulty focusing in the morning, feeling like your glasses suddenly aren't strong enough anymore. These are not always random signs of aging. In many cases, they are early warnings that blood sugar is silently attacking the eyes from the inside out. Today, we're going to talk about the hidden blood sugar mechanism destroying vision after 60, why so many people completely miss the warning signs, and what you can start doing immediately to protect your eyesight before it's too late. Because once vision is lost, getting it back is much harder than preventing the damage in the first place. You see, most people think blood sugar only matters if someone has diabetes. That's one of the biggest misconceptions in modern health. The truth is, even moderately elevated blood sugar over time can create inflammation and damage throughout the body, especially in delicate areas like the eyes. And after 60, the body becomes much less efficient at controlling sugar spikes. Your muscles process sugar more slowly, your circulation weakens, your cells become less sensitive to insulin. Even people who were never diagnosed with diabetes can begin experiencing blood sugar fluctuations that slowly damage nerves and blood vessels without obvious symptoms. The eyes are often one of the first places this damage appears because they contain some of the tiniest and most fragile blood vessels in the entire body. Think about that for a moment. Your eyes depend on microscopic vessels delivering oxygen and nutrients every second of the day. When blood sugar remains high too often, those tiny vessels become irritated and inflamed. Over time, they begin to weaken, leak, narrow, or even close completely. The retina, which is responsible for capturing visual information and sending it to the brain, becomes starved of proper circulation. At first, the changes are subtle. Maybe colors don't look as sharp as they used to. Maybe driving at night becomes uncomfortable. Maybe bright lights suddenly feel harsher. Maybe you need more time for your eyes to adjust when entering a dark room. Most people dismiss these signs because they happen gradually, but gradual damage is still damage. One of the most dangerous things about blood sugar-related vision problems is that they can feel normal. The progression is often so slow that people adapt without realizing how much they've lost. A person who once read fine print easily now holds menus farther away. Someone who used to drive confidently at night begins avoiding it altogether. Another person constantly cleans their glasses, thinking the blur is on the lens, when it's actually happening inside the eye itself. And because these changes often happen little by little, people wait too long before taking them seriously. What makes this even more concerning is that the damage is not only about vision clarity. High blood sugar can also affect the fluid balance inside the eye. When glucose levels rise, the shape of the eye lens can temporarily change. That's why some people notice their vision gets blurry after eating sugary meals or heavy carbohydrates. Their blood sugar spikes, fluid shifts occur inside the eye, and focusing becomes more difficult. Many seniors experience this and never connect it to blood sugar. They simply think, my eyesight changes from day to day because I'm getting older. But unstable vision can sometimes be one of the earliest signs that the body is struggling to manage glucose properly. And then there's the issue nobody talks about enough: inflammation. Chronic high blood sugar creates a state of low-grade inflammation throughout the body. The eyes are extremely sensitive to inflammatory stress. Over time, this can contribute to cataracts, retinal damage, and even increased pressure inside the eye. The frightening part is that the process often begins years before a diagnosis ever happens. Some people are technically pre-diabetic for a decade before they discover it. During those years, the eyes may already be suffering. Now, listen carefully because this next part is incredibly important. Not everyone experiences dramatic symptoms in the beginning. In fact, some of the most dangerous eye conditions progress silently. There may be no pain at all. Vision loss can happen gradually enough that the brain compensates for it. That's why routine eye exams become so critical after 60. An eye doctor can sometimes detect blood vessel damage before a person even realizes they have blood sugar problems. Think about how powerful that is. Your eyes can reveal what's happening inside your body long before other symptoms become obvious. But unfortunately, many seniors skip eye appointments because they think, I can still see okay. Others avoid testing because they fear bad news. But avoiding the truth never stops the damage. Early detection can literally save your sight. And let's talk honestly about modern eating habits for a moment. Many people over 60 grew up believing certain foods were harmless because they were common household staples: sweet breakfast cereals, white bread, sugary tea, pastries, desserts after dinner, processed snacks, soft drinks, flavored yogurts, packaged juices. Over time, these foods create repeated blood sugar spikes that place enormous stress on the body. The body was never designed to handle constant surges of sugar all day long. After decades of this pattern, the blood vessels pay the price. Now, this does not mean you need to live in fear of every carbohydrate. It means understanding how daily habits slowly shape your future health. What's alarming is how normalized these symptoms have become. Someone says, "My vision gets blurry after lunch," and people laugh it off. Someone says, "I can't see clearly when I wake up," and they assume it's just age. Someone notices floaters or flashing lights, but waits months before mentioning it to a doctor. These warning signs deserve attention. Your body whispers before it screams. And if you ignore the whispers long enough, eventually the damage becomes harder to reverse. One major issue after 60 is circulation. Healthy circulation is essential for healthy eyes. But elevated blood sugar thickens and damages blood vessels over time, reducing efficient blood flow. Imagine trying to water a garden through damaged, clogged hoses. Eventually, the flowers suffer. Your eyes are no different. Without proper circulation, retinal cells become vulnerable. Oxygen delivery drops. Nutrient supply weakens. Waste products accumulate more easily. The result is gradual deterioration that many people mistakenly call normal aging. But aging alone is not always the villain. Sometimes the real enemy is metabolic stress, silently wearing the body down year after year. And here's something else many seniors never hear. Sleep problems and blood sugar problems are deeply connected. Poor sleep raises stress hormones, which can increase blood sugar levels. Then, unstable blood sugar can interfere with sleep quality. This creates a vicious cycle that accelerates inflammation and damage throughout the body, including the eyes. That's why some people wake up with dry, irritated, blurry eyes after nights of poor sleep. Their system is under metabolic strain. Hydration matters too. When blood sugar levels rise, the body loses more fluid through urination. This dehydration affects the eyes as well. Dryness, irritation, burning sensations, and visual discomfort can become more frequent. Many people buy eye drops without ever addressing the underlying metabolic issue contributing to the problem. Now let's talk about one of the biggest mistakes people make after retirement: physical inactivity. When people stop moving regularly, blood sugar control often worsens dramatically. Muscles help absorb glucose from the bloodstream. Movement improves insulin sensitivity and circulation. Even simple daily walking can help stabilize blood sugar levels and support eye health. But many seniors become increasingly sedentary without realizing the consequences. Hours of sitting, minimal movement, processed snacks, poor sleep, chronic stress, All of this creates the perfect environment for blood sugar-related damage to accelerate. And stress itself deserves attention. Most people think stress only affects emotions, but stress hormones directly influence blood sugar. Chronic anxiety, loneliness, financial pressure, grief, and emotional exhaustion can all contribute to elevated glucose levels over time. The body keeps score. That constant internal pressure affects more than your mood. It affects your circulation, your inflammation levels, your sleep, your appetite, your metabolism, and eventually, even your vision. Now imagine this happening slowly over 10 or 20 years. The damage doesn't arrive overnight. It builds silently through daily patterns most people never question. And here's another hidden danger. Some seniors believe that if they take medication, they no longer need to worry about lifestyle habits. Medication can absolutely help, but it does not erase the effects of poor nutrition, inactivity, smoking, chronic stress, and neglected sleep. Protection of vision requires a broader approach. Your eyes are living tissue. They respond to how you treat your body every single day. The encouraging news is that the body also has an incredible ability to respond positively to healthier habits. Better blood sugar management can improve circulation, reduce inflammation, stabilize energy levels, and support healthier vision over time. Many people notice clearer thinking, more stable energy, and improved visual comfort simply by reducing excessive sugar intake and becoming more active. Small, consistent changes matter more than extreme temporary efforts. A short daily walk after meals can help control glucose spikes. Eating more fiber-rich foods can slow sugar absorption. Prioritizing protein and healthy fats can reduce sudden fluctuations in blood sugar. Drinking enough water supports circulation and hydration. Regular sleep patterns help stabilize hormones. These may sound like simple habits, but their long-term impact can be profound. And please understand this clearly. Protecting your vision is not only about seeing better, it's about protecting independence. Vision loss changes everything. Driving becomes difficult, reading becomes exhausting, cooking becomes dangerous, falls become more common, confidence drops, social isolation increases. Many seniors lose freedom not because of age itself, but because preventable health problems slowly steal their ability to function independently. That's why this conversation matters so much. The earlier you recognize the connection between blood sugar and eye health, the more power you have to protect yourself. And if you already have diabetes, this message becomes even more important. Regular monitoring, healthy habits, and consistent medical care are absolutely essential. Because uncontrolled blood sugar doesn't just affect numbers on a lab report. It affects real human experiences. It affects whether you can recognize the faces you love, whether you can enjoy sunsets, whether you can read messages from your grandchildren, whether you can safely walk through your own home. Vision is deeply personal. Most people never appreciate how precious it is until it begins slipping away. So if you've been noticing blurry vision, increased glare sensitivity, trouble focusing, eye fatigue, headaches after eating, floaters, poor night vision, or sudden changes in clarity, don't ignore those signals. Your eyes may be trying to tell you something about your overall health. And let me say something important for anyone feeling scared right now. Fear alone does not protect health. Awareness does. This is not about panic. It's about paying attention before the damage becomes severe. Many people can improve their metabolic health significantly through earlier action, healthier routines, and better medical guidance. But denial is dangerous. Too many people wait until they lose part of their vision before finally taking blood sugar seriously. Don't wait for a crisis to begin caring for yourself. There's also another emotional side to this that rarely gets discussed. Some seniors feel embarrassed admitting they can't see well anymore. They quietly struggle. They avoid reading in public. They pretend they recognize faces when they don't. They stop going out at night. They withdraw socially. But asking for help is not weakness. Taking your health seriously is strength. And sometimes one eye exam can uncover problems early enough to prevent major complications later. That simple appointment could protect years of independence. Now, think about your daily routine honestly. How much hidden sugar enters your body every day? Sweet drinks, packaged snacks, white bread, desserts, sugary coffee creamers, processed cereals, fast food sauces. Even foods marketed as healthy can contain shocking amounts of added sugar. Most people are consuming far more than they realize. And over time, the body pays interest on every habit. After 60, recovery becomes slower. The body becomes less forgiving. That doesn't mean decline is inevitable. It means your choices matter more than ever. Movement matters more. Sleep matters more. Nutrition matters more. Stress management matters more. And the eyes often reflect those choices earlier than people expect. One of the most powerful things you can do starting today is stop assuming every symptom is just aging. Sometimes aging is involved, yes, but sometimes the body is signaling imbalance that can still be improved. That mindset shift alone can change lives. Because once people believe decline is unavoidable, they stop trying. They stop moving. They stop paying attention. They stop believing improvement is possible. But the human body can respond remarkably well to healthier habits, even later in life. Better blood sugar stability can improve energy. Better circulation can support healing. Reduced inflammation can ease stress on tissues throughout the body. Consistent, healthy choices create momentum. No, there are no magic cures, no overnight miracles, but there is tremendous power in daily habits repeated consistently over time. And perhaps the most important message today is this: your eyesight is not separate from the rest of your body. The eyes are connected to your circulation, your metabolism, your nervous system, your inflammation levels, your hydration, your sleep, and your nutrition. When those systems struggle, the eyes often suffer too. That's why protecting your vision requires caring for the whole body. So don't just ask, "What's wrong with my eyes?" Ask, "What is my body trying to tell me?" Because sometimes blurry vision is not merely an eye problem. Sometimes it's a warning signal that blood sugar has been quietly damaging delicate tissues for years. And the sooner you listen, the better your chances of protecting the vision you still have. If this message opened your eyes today, take it seriously. Schedule the eye exam you've been postponing. Pay attention to your eating habits. Move your body more. Drink more water. Prioritize sleep. Learn your blood sugar numbers. Stop dismissing warning signs. Your future self will thank you for the choices you make now. Because growing older does not automatically mean surrendering your sight. But ignoring the hidden blood sugar mechanism destroying vision after 60 can cost more than most people realize. And by the time the damage becomes impossible to ignore, many wish they had acted sooner.